strike wave in 2007 and again in 2010, last year, were the biggest public sector strike in our history. Yeah. So those are good, but we also find auto workers, car workers going on strike, but there's also a lack of solidarity. So this group of workers will fight, and then they win or they lose, and then another one. So even with the workers' organized labor, you find out that strikes there's a lot of violence. And I think the violence compensates for a weakness in solidarity, because everyone is fighting alone. And in fact, you'll find that the most vulnerable workers, or the poorest organized workers, or like security workers who are always subcontracted, cleaners who are always subcontracted, you'll find more violence there. Whereas maybe auto workers who have more clout, will have less need for violence. So I'm just showing that here. Now, just to go back now to climate change and our struggle in Soweto. Now, like I said, let's say 5 years ago, we were fighting against water meters. 10 years ago, we were fighting against cut-offs. With cut-offs, we won because they stopped cutting us off. But now they were coming with the prepayment meter. So they don't have to cut you off. In a way, you cut yourself off because you limit your consumption. So we had to remove these meters. But now they are coming with what is called an intelligent meter. Basically, it's a tamper-proof meter. It's like a safe. We can't open it. You see, what happens is if they cut you off, our organization, the Soweto Electricity Price Committee, it's got an office. You can even phone in, hey, they cut me off. We've got technicians, they come and just connect you, that's all. Yeah. But now when they get there, it's tamper-proof. It's like a safe, you can't open it. What I'm trying to say is that each time they cut someone off and you connect, it's not the solution, because the bourgeoisie will come with another way to put you down. Yeah. With water meters, we removed them, but now they've come again now with police. Even as we speak, they are reinstalling them in some part of Soweto. So we are learning that it's not enough. We need a bigger strength. Yeah. And then we realize that we also need, with electricity, we realize that we have a responsibility. We cannot just demand electricity for ourselves when we know that all the electricity comes from coal-powered fire stations. So we say we want electricity for all, but not at the expense of the earth, of Pachamama, Mother Earth. So we also find that if we do that, we open more avenues for solidarity. So we can link up with the environmentalists. So it's not just the struggle of the poor people in Soweto. Our vision is bigger. Of course, our movement in Soweto is not unique, but it's kind of distinctive because its vision is socialism, yeah. But taking up the climate change issue opens up new avenues for us to link up, get solidarity from other sectors in society, such as environmentalists, the green movement. So we've got this vision that we are the reds, we want to link up with the greens. So it's an alliance of reds and the greens. And then also, when it comes to these service delivery protests, many people live in sheds, shanties. Now we realize that there is not that people want houses, but there are no houses ready built just waiting for us to take or to get from the government. So we need organized labor, workers to produce, to build houses. So that's another reason. We have to link up with the trade unions. Yeah. And then lastly, going forward, we've also found that there have been many of these social movements in South Africa. For example, we were once part of the Anti-Privatization Forum, which was quite strong, but it died. You know, movements go up and down. But we found that the movements which carry longer are those with a defined vision. Yeah, it's not a movement which narrows itself. We're only fighting for water. Yeah, even if it's fighting for water, it has to paint a vision which allows it to link up with other issues. Because sometimes the government will buy you off. Like in Soweto, when we're fighting for against cut-offs, they just declared a moratorium. Okay, no more cut-offs for the next 5 years. So our movement, fortunately, had the capacity and the ideology to take up new issues like water, you know, like education and so on and so forth. So I'm just saying that we do also need a vision of a different kind of society. We cannot just unite on the basis of the lowest common denominator. We must address the question of power, the question of the 1%, and how we can fight against the 1%. Thank you very much.